Okay everyone, we're into moving the white container that's way down the paddock. When I bought the place, it was on the block. It's all empty, and as you can see, I'm in the process of dragging it through. I do turn around and pull it back the other direction using the forks on the actual tractor. It made it somewhat more simple instead of digging in and trying to use, as you can see there, steel pipes and that to roll it on. The tractor's quite capable of pulling it along. Again, 55 horsepower, fantastic. It's in four-wheel drive. So as it goes through, and we're going through to the main pad there, you can see us up near the main pad, and I'm just starting to drag it across the road, and you can see Grant in there. Grant, lovely fella, and his wife Karen, met them down here in Waratah. They're from over on the mainland in Victoria. But as you can see, we're in pushing it backwards and forwards and in and out, and the new van's been delivered to site up at the site there, and we're just about to put it in its final resting place for quite some time. Well, the first container's empty. You can see me and a couple of the girls up the back there. The depressing part about it is we've still got two more to go. But anyway, that's the way it goes. You can see how they're loading it on the back here at the moment, and I'm just making sure the girls stay out and away. But oh, wait a minute, here we go. The girls are out and after the mice. They're chasing the general field mice out and around the place. They must have made a nest under there while it was sitting there in spot. Just about to go onto the truck. Just in the process of getting the tractor in the mud a bit, getting a little bit dirty. We've nearly got 200 hours up on it, and we've owned the tractor for about 6 months. We've basically started getting some better weather here. Still got a bit of rain, but not as terrible as it has been over the past 6 months, because we're so far behind in getting things done for building our house and electrical work, plumbing work. The list just is endless. But at the moment, I've just basically gone and marked out a whole area here for the 250 to 300,000 litre water tank. And then there's also the other 24,000 litre water tank to go in as well. Now, in this area, we've also got a bit of a slope going a number of different directions. Being that I've got to put in such a large water tank, we're not actually going to be building this up because the ground is actually quite soft here. So I'm going to be cutting it out, and I'm going to be using Copper's log sleepers that are basically 200 millimetres high by 3 metres long. The area I actually need is a 15 by 15 metre pad just for the 250, 300,000 litre water tank. I've got to have a certain amount on the outside to put gravel and that around. So basically I've squared up an edge here, and I've gone and measured off the edge to give me an approximate. Obviously I had a big pile of dirt there. It's got to go. So as it goes through, we're going to be taking out a big area in through here and trying to level it down and out the best we can as it moves through. and then we'll have to move in some fill to actually compact the bottom a little bit the best we can, because there is a divot in the middle of where this pad's going to be. Once that's done, we'll then start putting the edging around and start filling up the actual inner with some more fill up to about 100-150 mil, and then we'll go through and level out and compact, and then we'll give the fellas a call, and hopefully in a couple of weeks or so we'll have a brand new massive water tank to start catching some water. Just in the process of marking out heights, so I know how high I've got to, or how low I've got to take it down in certain areas. I've just started painting some numbers all over the place, and we're going to measure those heights. I'll put it on a piece of paper so I know once I get things set at a certain level, when I'm grading it off and away, I don't go hopefully too far. I'm in the process of excavating some trenches here. Now what I've got a problem with here is that this part of the block has got considerable slope on it, and I need to make a level pad for a 250 to 300,000 litre water tank. Now the only way for me to do that really easily with this unit, and again, it's not a massive unit, it's only a 55 horsepower unit, is I've actually got what they call a laser level. You can use a dumpy level and all that as well, as long as you've got another person, but the laser level itself, the main head unit is way over there in yonder, and it actually suits the laser beam across the paddock. And I've actually got a receiver here on the edge of the tractor. Now it's on the arm, and yep, when you get in the road sometimes it's talking to you and telling you that it's actually moving up and down. Okay, so at the moment it's telling me where it's sitting obviously has to go down, and it's just turned itself off, which is not very good. So what happens with this is you have a datum point, the point that you need to dig it all down to, you set it all up, and then thereafter you bring your tractor across and you start excavating and going for it from there as it goes along. So as it goes along, you basically go through and dig as it moves through with it. So what we're going to do with this is start it up and give you a quick rundown on how it all happens and works from the get-go. Because the unit I turned off a little while ago, well, stopped a little while ago to have a bit of lunch, I have to recalibrate this as it goes through again. It's a little bit of mucking around, but once it's done, you can work it all day as long as you're not stopping and all that sort of stuff, and it'll keep sending the information through. Basically with a backhoe attachment, you've got a few things you've got to make sure you do when you get it all set up. Obviously this is a 3-point linkage variety. It's not an actual backhoe machine, it's a backhoe attachment which attaches to the back of the tractor along with dozens and dozens of other implements. But basically you've got your bottom hitch and you've also got your top hitch. You've got your adjuster arms and all that as it goes through as well. Now basically on the backhoe itself, you've got a couple of joysticks here, and they just like the joysticks you used to have in the old Atari games and the old Nintendos. If you go back that far, basically what it comes down to, you've got one that controls your main boom that goes up and down, and also up, down, left, right. The next one actually controls the forearm here, the extendable part of the arm as well, and it basically just is up and down. And then what it also controls on the same lever here, how this one goes side to side and makes it slew one way or the other. This one, left or right, makes the bottom bucket tilt in and out as you're digging along, okay? So basically, once you get yourself a nice level sort of a hole, when you're doing a reading with the dumpy level, you actually have your bucket flat and have your arm setting up and down as it goes through. But they're the basic things. You just make sure when you're going through that you've got all your chains and stuff out of the road. Don't jack the machine up too high because you will damage things. Some of the types and varieties have adjustable top hitches, have a piece sticking off. It can hit these if you're not careful. When you got one that hasn't got that on there, it does make it a lot easier. But again, you have limitations. The other two levers here literally control up and down of your stabilizers. But you haven't got to be jacked way up in the air on these things as tilted out. They're just to stop you from moving side to side. Now, what you've also got to take into consideration, depending on the size of the tractor that you've got and the size of the backhoe attachment, to what you're capable of physically doing. You can make this machine do a lot of work compared to a large machine. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. Don't think that this is a massive big backhoe that weighs, 4 or 5 ton. It doesn't. This is a tractor. You have to use the equipment accordingly. It's a learning process. Don't expect it to come in and dig 20-foot hole in 2 seconds flat. It's not going to happen. Not on any planet. You'll get used to it. You just keep scratching away at it, and eventually you'll win, accordingly to the size machine you have. Okay. As you can see here, the whole area has been cleared and cleaned all the way down to hard pack, and you can see the gravel in the distance and the tractor there with a bucket full of gravel. Now, this is the area for the Heritage water tank. It's a 250 to 300,000 litre tank. Special tank, had to get it done for specific snow loadings up in this area as well. One of the few places you have to do that because of the excess weight on top of the tank. Instead of running through like water would, when you get the snow and all that sit on top, too much weight. But you can see the 10 to 15 mil blue aggregate there that's coated in bitumen as it goes through. And in the process, we're getting it screened through and levelled out, and we're going to whack a packet. But the area underneath is all hard pack. We've taken off all the softer stuff, and because it's also still raining, it just never seems to stop. We'll go through and do this side, and then we'll go and do the other side and move across as we go through. But you can see the high walls on the outer side. We're still yet to actually scrape all that back, but we need to get the pad done first. I'll muck around with that stuff later. Just back there in the distance across from one side, you can see the theodolite to check the height. And these little ridges here, as you can see, they're just little bits of dirt. They're nothing dramatic. Just scraping them away with the foot there. And as we go along, it won't take too much to do it. The little bit of depressions where a little bit of water's sat as it's been raining and all that, the tractor's, you know, probably 2.5, 3 tonne with the gravel in there and moving in and out makes a little bit of a depression. And you can see the theodolite there in the background. Okay, first big fire here for us in Waratah. We've got 2 helicopters coming in and out, as you can see there in the distance. Oop, I can't zoom in anymore, but there's one there and one there, and we've already had probably 4 or 5 fire trucks go down. It's about 5 to 10 kilometers down the road, and it's going like a beauty. And you can see the sorry, trying to hold it really steady. You can see the fire water bag at the bottom of it. Both helicopters have got those, and they're literally landing just over the road at the main park here. So I'll try and get a photograph of that as they're coming in and through. The other one, by the sound of it's already gone out and about. I think they're trying to stop spot fires and stopping it from spreading as quick as they possibly can. Hopefully the other one will come back around and fill up with water, and I'll try and get a bit of a video of that as well. Okay, here comes the helicopter with the water bag. I don't know whether they're coming to drop the water bag off or fill it back up again. They started off here. There were 2 of them, and then basically they went a lot further down the road, about 5.5, 10 kilometers down the road. So we'll see this one come in and more than likely drop off. The water sack will get it filled up. It'll be one or the other. As you can see, it's just over the road there. It's no more than about 400 or 500 meters away at the general park that's in Waratah. Being it's coming straight down, there's a fair chance it's just going to drop the tank, but again, I could be wrong. We'll see in a minute if it just drops it or it goes to get it filled again, and off it goes. Well, it's landing. There's a good chance they're dropping off the water bucket. Okay, there's a fair chance that the helicopter was just fueling up actually. Yep, fueling up, and they're filling up the water bucket. It took too long to fill up the water bucket there, so they were fueling up the helicopter. Yep, there goes the water bucket. And off they go again. They've been doing it for the past number of hours now, past 2.5, 3 hours. Backwards and forwards. This is the third time they've come back this direction. Well everyone, you won't believe. Lovely day today, 21st of the 10th, 2023. and we've just had fires and whatnot. Fine day, but there's fires going around and the helicopters. Literally, as you can see right here now, it's the 25th of the 10th, 2023, and we've got snow coming in. So literally only 4 or 5 days after, everything's just snow, snow, snow. And only a few days ago, it was fire, fire, fire. And a little bit before that, it was rain, rain, rain. But anyway, I'll let you have a look at some of these lovely photos and that as it goes along, and some pictures of the snow and that falling around through town.